Today is the day where I tackle these roots. Ooh, honey. Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sankofa Creations Spalon at Home series. That's right. Today, I'm going to be showing you a video of how I do my lock maintenance and retwist at home. Since we're all at home and we have nowhere to go, well, maybe some of us do. I just want to show you some quick tips that you can use at home to maintain your locks and to make sure that you're retwisting. Personally, I feel so much better. I have fresh, clean scalp and hair, and it smells so good. It's like an instant pick-me-up. So regardless of whether you're inside or taking a quick walk outside or heading to work, use this video to learn some simple techniques, because it's going to be simple. It's not going to be complicated or too technical at all. These are tips that you can do from the comfort of your own home, and it doesn't require a high skill level. All you need is a dryer, or some of us like to air dry. All you need is your products, your product list, which would be some clips if you need them. I personally don't retwist my hair with clips, but I'm going to show you in the video ways that you can control the tension so that you don't need clips, or if you prefer to use clips, I'll show you that too. You also need a leave-in hairspray. Some of my clients know that I recommend rose water. You can also use vegetable glycerin added into the rose water, which acts as a humectant to draw moisture in. You can add a couple drops of your favorite oils. You can use the Sankofa Creations Spalon Namaste oil, which consists of rosemary essential oil mixed with castor, safflower, grapeseed, and almond oils. A little bit of foam for the edges, and that's just a bit for aesthetics. It's not necessary at all, but if you have some, great. If you don't, no worries. Again, this is going to be the no fuss at home lock maintenance video to help you until you get a chance to sit back in my chair. Listen, I miss you just as much as you miss me. I miss talking with you, maintaining your locks, your natural hair, and just sharing, our life stories together. So I figured this would be a great way for me to connect with you, my clients, by offering this quick lock maintenance tutorial. Now, I've got to tell you, my hair is so super fine. I didn't realize that until I started recording myself twisting my hair. It looks like baby hair, but regardless, this video is for all skill level. It's for all hair textures and types. It is for anyone to do. And if you have any questions after the video, feel free to contact me and let me know how I can assist you. You can hit me up on Facebook on the Sankofa Creations Spalon page, or on Instagram. If you're not following the Sankofa Creations Spalon Instagram page, please do so. A lot of pictures of your beautiful styles are on there. And also, if you're not signed up for the app, I recommend that you sign up for the app too, because this video will be released to the app first. So those of you who are subscribers to the Sankofa Creations app, you will have access to see this amazing lock tutorial video first. Okay, so anyways, I hope you guys are well, you're staying healthy. Just be well, and hopefully this video will help you create a routine for self-care, a temporary routine for self-care that you can use at home to just boost your overall mood. Because if you're like me, when my hair is clean and when it's done and my roots are retwisted, I feel better. I feel much more peaceful, I would say. And one of the main things that I noticed, like your hair and scalp will tell on you. One of the things that happened for me is that I started to break out around my hairline. I started to get pimples and things like that, which tells me that, my hair needs to be washed. It needs to be clean. And then I just got irritable because I just like the feeling of not necessarily, fresh retwist, but I just love the way that my hair feels when it's moisturized, when my scalp isn't dry, when I'm not running my fingers through my hair and I see, flakes or anything like that. So I just love the way that my hair feels when my scalp is cleaned and moisturized. So hopefully this is a bit of a pick-me-up for you. Until we see each other again, here's this lock tutorial video. Peace and blessings, everyone. Now you're going to need a few things, as I mentioned earlier. Right here, I brought one of my extra salon dryers to the house. I've set up my little station in the alcove of my bedroom. Here I have some foam, oils, and Biolage makes a wonderful daily leave-in tonic that I absolutely love. And I have a couple clips. Trust me, it's really simple. You don't need much. And for those of you who like to air dry, then skip the dryer part. I did not realize just how much hair I had on this little pea head. Let me tell you, it was so much hair. I had to get in the shower and I used my Biolage hydrating shampoo, and I also used Dr. Bronner's Peppermint Castile soap. So I actually used that first, and then I followed up with my Biolage Ultra Hydrating Shampoo. If you don't have that at home, you can always use a shampoo that definitely helps to restore moisture in your hair, and a shampoo that definitely deep cleanses your hair and your scalp. I wish I could leave my hair like this. Now, I definitely recommend for mature locks, we don't use any, or for locks in general, we don't use any cream conditioners. It's not necessary to detangle the hair, which is essentially what conditioners do. Instead, I like to use a leave-in tonic like the Biolage Daily Leave-In Tonic or rose water mixed with a little bit of glycerin. And when you're home, you want to make sure that you're protecting your clothing, any chairs, or all around you, especially with having locks. Once you start the retwist process, you'll be amazed at how much water you get everywhere. So make sure you have a towel handy. Here, I am just spraying my hair with the Daily Leave-In Tonic, as I mentioned before. It helps give my hair a little bit of slip, especially working through sections, since it's been maybe about a month or so since I've had a retwist. And I'm also using my Namaste oil that I mentioned earlier, and it has a nozzle tip, so that way I can concentrate the oil into different sections of my hair with ease. You want to make sure also that you get some of the oils on your hands, massage them in really good to your scalp. Make sure that you cover all the areas. You can also rub some of the oils at the tips of your locks, especially if you have long locks, to make sure that the ends are properly moisturized too. So now I'm just showing you that I have just a couple clips here. You don't really need a lot. The foam. I have some oils in a mixture that one of my clients made, or her husband made, and I also have my bottle of Namaste oil. So here I'm just showing you, we're going to get a little closer, showing you this, me sectioning my hair. Normally I pull all of my hair forward to where it's going towards my lap, and it's an intuitive process where I feel around to make sure I'm sectioning out the areas where I want to retwist. In areas where it may feel a little dry or you may have missed some spots, feel free to hit it with a little oil to help keep the hair pliable, or you can always use your leave-in daily tonic to make sure that the hair is free from any tangles. This particular process is called locksmithing. I don't expect you to know really what that is. I normally just do that with my hair because it's just a part of something that I've been doing for so many years. But it's really just taking the loose hairs and winding them around the lock. You don't have to know how to do that. That is a different type of skill level for locksmithing. But here I'm just showing you how to roll the hair in a clockwise fashion and create, without pins, you can form a little pinwheel there to lock the hair in place. If you prefer to use pins, by all means, you can use hair pins or hair clips to hold the hair down, and really all that's doing is maintaining proper tension so that the hair can set. You have to remember that lock retwist and maintenance is just a set. When the hair is wet, the hydrogen bonds are broken, and therefore when you retwist it in this fashion or retwist it in any type of way and allow the hair to dry, those bonds get reformed and the hair is set in place. So if you think of your lock maintenance as a set, it'll help you when it comes time for you to do your at-home maintenance. Here I'm just taking sections of my locks and retwisting them, and I'll travel up, and as I go up further in my head, I'll make sure that I detangle and move little pieces of hairs that may not go in that lock. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, nearly 21 years. I don't expect you to have the level of neatness. Really, this is just to create an at-home routine for lock maintenance where you can retwist your roots, knowing that each section is where it's supposed to be, the best way that you can get them. So when you retwist, you can, like I mentioned, secure them with the clip, or in the next section, I'm going to show you another way to secure your hair without clips. Here, I'm showing you how to just braid the sections. If you prefer not to use a clip, you can always braid the sections to create a nice even tension. You don't want to braid too tight. Just braid maybe a couple inches down, and this allows you to create sections of hair that's held together without the use of clips. And you can do this on your entire head, as I will be doing, because honestly, I don't prefer clips, but this is one of the ways you can add texture too. You can continue the braid all the way down to the end if you like the crinkly look to create a style while it's wet. This is the best way to do it. Or you can braid some down, as I've shown you here, a couple inches, and maybe if you feel like rodding the ends, you can put a couple curls in your hair or do a bantu knot or something simple like that. That's a video for another time. This is a lock retwist video. However, I'm just giving you some ideas of what to do in the future in case you ever have to redo your hair or retwist your hair at home. So most of this is going to be an intuitive feeling exercise where you're just feeling with your hands, not expecting you to ace this with perfection, but just you can feel where there are some strands of hair that may not go in that particular lock. Just feel with your fingers, do the best that you can to make sure that you're maintaining the appropriate sections of locks on your head. Again, if you'd like to use clips, this is an example of how to palm roll the hair in a clockwise fashion. You just want to imagine that there's a clock on your head and that you're moving the hair to the right, which is in the direction that the clock ticks, right? So as long as you're doing that, you're fine. Also, if you happen to palm roll the wrong way, don't fret. It is okay. All roads eventually leads to locks. It's not going to mess anything up. It will be totally fine. I promise you. So all you have to do is just keep going and make sure that your hair is twisted in the same direction, preferably. If not, it's okay. And maintain the twists and secure them with your hair clips or with the braiding technique or the corkscrew technique that I mentioned earlier. And this will help you to keep the hair in its sections and in place with the proper amount of tension so that it doesn't unravel. Another way you can lock maintenance your hair is to just twist your hair going to the right. You don't have to palm it. As you can see what I just did, I just twisted my hair going to the right. And it's the same technique as long as you make sure that all of the hairs are being twisted in an orderly fashion without too much tension. If you find that your hair is buckling, that means that you're using too much tension. The goal of this is just to make sure that your hair is nicely retwisted neatly. It doesn't have to be super tight. Again, the goal of this is just to make sure that you're performing a nice and neat lock retwist at home. And here I am getting to the front of my hair. It doesn't take me long to do this. For example, it probably took me about 20 minutes to do my whole head of locks. If you take longer, it's not a problem. If you have to stop and take breaks, that's not a problem either. When you come back From your break, you can just spray your hair with your leave-in tonic, or make sure you moisturize, or to make the hair more pliable, and so that the hair can detangle with ease as you move through the sections. And you just want to make sure that you still maintain the retwist in the same fashion. And you want to make sure that the hairs are where they need to be. Like I mentioned, it has been probably over a month since I've had my hair retwisted. And so I'm just taking great care to make sure that the new growth is all captured into my loc retwist for each individual loc, and that I'm taking the time to wrap the loose hairs around the locs where it needs to be, especially around my front hairline, and that I'm retwisting the hair and securing it to the back so that I can create a final braid in the front of my hair and get ready to pin it up for drying time. If you're not going to be using the dryer, now would be a good time to, once you've completed your retwist, to put your hair in the style that it will be, and make sure that it is properly dry, because no one likes wet, damp hair that can contribute to creating mold, and it smells. So you always want to make sure that your hair is properly dried. If you're not a fan of the dryer, I understand, but you have to make sure that your hair is properly dried, or else you may risk potential mold or that loc rot smell that you know what I'm talking about when your hair isn't fully dried. And as a finishing technique, when I finish the front of my hair, what I love to do, and again, you don't have to do this, but what I love to do is use a little bit of foam that's water soluble, no alcohol, just a little bit of styling foam that I've cut with water, and I run that along my hairline and put a wrapping strip over my hair, and I sit under the dryer. You can also use a scarf. If you don't have a wrapping strip, you can use a scarf that you would use to wrap your hair up at night. This is one of the ways that you can use to lay down your hairline. I do not recommend edge control or any of those types of products because they can leave a lot of buildup in the hair. As you can see, the only two things that I'm using to retwist my hair would be oils and maybe spraying it down with a leave-in tonic or moisturizer. I do not use any heavy greases or pomades or retwisting creams or any of those types of products on my hair. I really love clean locs that I don't have to worry about having to detox. But again, it's your choice. If you choose to use a loc retwisting cream, I would definitely recommend you using something that is considered water soluble, something that breaks down easily with shampoo, something that can dissolve under the dryer or dissolve in drying time. For example, Elastic QP Conditioning Shine Glaze is a great product to use for that. Here I'm doing a finishing move that I do in the salon. I love to just lay my hairline down with a little bit of foam. Again, it's purely for aesthetics. It's not absolutely necessary. This is just one of those tips and tricks that salons use to make sure that your hairline is nice and smooth. Again, the goal is not to make your hair look like a relaxer, but you definitely want to make sure that you control the flyaways, that our hair is naturally curly and some of us have more frizz than others. So this is a wrapping strip. And what I do is to use it to lay my hair down as simply a finishing move for aesthetic purposes only. Because tomorrow, especially when I get out and start jogging or being out in the elements, we all know that our hair can definitely become frizzy because it's natural. It's just a part of the process, or a part of having natural hair. And one of the ways that you can help maintain that, especially for you professionals out there, and I know that you're client facing, what I like to recommend is you can do the same thing with a scarf and maybe some water or a leave-in conditioning spray, or even with a little bit of foam on the hairline. And you want to make sure that you use it sparingly. A little goes a long way. And here I'm just sectioning my hair up back into like a loose bun to sit under the dryer with, to make sure that the hair can pass through easily through the locs. And at some point during my dryer time, I will definitely take my hair down to make sure that the roots of my hair are properly dried. So I don't leave it up in this fashion unless you've pre-styled it and you want it to dry in place. But if you're just drying your hair, this should do. And then you want to make sure you take it down, take the bun down, or take the hair down to allow for the air to pass through. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my lock retwist at home tutorial. I hope this has been super helpful for you. As you can see, I'm all smiles because my hair is clean and it smells really good and it feels good on my scalp. I hope this has been helpful for you. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or if you have any other types of tutorials that you'd like for me to do. I'm more than happy to do that for you while we are quarantining at home. This is my favorite go-to bun, by the way, with the lock charm that I made at Sankofa Creation Spalon. If you'd like lock jewelry for your beautiful locks, hit me up to find out how to order them, and I'll make custom ones just for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. As usual, you can find me on Facebook, Sankofa Creation Spalon, and on Instagram. Take care. Peace. I hope you enjoyed this quick lock retwist at home tutorial that I presented to you from the home salon, from Sankofa Creations, from my bedroom to yours. The scheduler is not open for the month of April, but hopefully we can get back to our somewhat regular routines for May. The scheduler is open for May. Feel free to schedule your appointments for May. If there's any issues, know that I will reach out to you for rescheduling. Again, continue to take care of you and your families. Hit me up if you have any questions or if there's any other tutorials that you'd like to see. This is actually my first lock retwist tutorial, so hopefully it wasn't too terrible and that you were able to follow along. Peace and blessings to you all. Stay well.